This kapitel talks about David's unshakable faith in God, and he goes on to say that people who don't put their faith in God, but they put their trust in other things, this could lead them to very bad places, and it can lead them to do very bad things. He goes on to compare any sort of thing which isn't godly to being absolutely worthless, and he finishes off the kapitel by saying that God is going to repay each person according to his deeds. Lam Natseach for the conductor, Al Yadusin for Yadusin, which is either a musical instrument or a certain Levi who is one of the singers in the Beis Hamikdash. Mizrul David, a song for David. Achel Lekim Demi Nafshi, but for God my soul waits silently. David is saying, Mimenu Yeshuasi, from him comes my salvation. Achel Tzure Yeshuasi, but he is my strength and my salvation. Miskabi, he is my stronghold. Le'emet Rabbo, and because he is my stronghold, I am not going to falter greatly. Now, for the people that don't trust in God and they give value to other things, he's referring to his enemies. He says about them, Ad onot hoysalish, until when are they going to talk slanderously against a man, which is he's referring to himself. Teratzu hulchem, you're all murderers, you all want to murder me at every opportunity. Kikir natoi, and how do you want to murder me in such a way with so little thinking and a conscience, just like a leaning wall which is easy to topple over, or gadir atchuya, or like a toppled fence, which is just with one push you can knock it over, you don't have to think much. Ach mis eitzai yatsu ladiach. The only reason why you're planning to topple him over is because of his loftiness, and you understand that because of his loftiness he can one day punish you for your bad ways. Yirtzu chazov, you want deceit, and befiv yivarechu, with your mouth you bless, v'kirbam, but in your inside yikalu sala, you curse, which means you are not honest in what you're saying. You say one thing and you mean something else. But David says, even though there are these people that are of such character that want to harm him, he says, but for God, my soul waits patiently, because from him is my hope. Only from him is my strength and my salvation. Miskabi is my stronghold, and because of that I'm not going to falter. Al Likim, on God, Yishi is my salvation, Uchvedi, and my glory. Sur Uzi, the rock of my strength. Machsi Belikim is to take refuge with God, which means all my strength all comes directly from God. Bitchu v'choleis, and he calls out, trust in God at every moment. The nation. Shivchu lefanav levavchem, pour out your heart to him. Elikim machsalanu sela, God is a refuge for us. Ach hevel b'nei adam, the common folk are all of vanity, which means do not place any faith in human beings. Cause of Naish, the distinguished people are full of deceit. B'maznayim lales hema mehevel yachat. If you put them on a scale, if you bring them up to a scale, them and their vanity would weigh the same amount, which means they are totally worthless. Only faith in God is meaningful. Now, continuing from talking about vanity, He says, Al tivtchu v'oshek, do not put your trust in something that was taken away from someone. For example, if someone withheld wages or something else that someone refused to pay, do not benefit or put your trust in that, because it's all vanity. V'gazol al tabalu, and in robbery, do not place any vain hope. Chayil kiyanuv, even though you see wealth that flourishes and you see people that are enjoying it, al tashisu leiv, do not pay it any heed, because at the end of the day, it's faith in God that's going to protect a person. Achas dibar lekim, one commandment God spoke, and in that commandment, shtayim zik shamati, we heard two different ideas. The first one is ki oiz lekim, that there's strength to God, which means that there's a justice that God does, that He punishes for doing wrong, and also there's another element, Hashem Chesed, and for God there's kindness, Ki'ata Tishalim, for God pays Leish, for every person, Kamaseu, in accordance with his actions.